What's up, guys? Flippin' Steve here, and tonight I want to talk to you guys about when an investment becomes personal. And what I mean by that is you make an investment, you purchase the card, you watch it spike, you watch it gain popularity, and your profit margins you're comfortable with, and when it comes time to sell, you just can't pull the trigger. Sometimes selling a card is harder than pulling the trigger on buying a card. So tonight I'm going to show you guys some investments that I made that are trying to sneak their way into my PC, some things that I've become attached to. Also, I'm going to get into the fact that we are knocking on 250 subscribers. By the time this video drops, we might actually cross that threshold. So guys, thanks for the support. I'm going to get into the details for the 250 subscriber giveaway. It's going to be a little more complex than the normal giveaways, but yeah, it's going to be fun for everybody. So sit back, hang tight, and we'll get into this momentarily. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Flippin' Steve. And the first thing I want to do, and I want to go ahead and I want to congratulate Positive Perk, who was the winner of the Vladdy Jr. Topps Archives Gem Mint 10 rookie card. It was announced in my last video, and I have been contacted. He has claimed his prize, and this will be shipped out first thing today. So congratulations on that 200 subscriber giveaway, and we're already knocking down the door towards 250 subscribers, which is awesome. You guys continue to roll with me and tune into my content, and it's amazing. Now sitting back, I'm trying to think about what would be a good giveaway for 250 subs, and it's great to receive a nice single like a Vladdy or like the Zion that I gave away at 100 subscribers. But when you first get into the hobby, or when you're a young collector, and even as you get older, what's more exciting than opening packs? And the gamble and the rush that you get from opening a pack and hoping you get a card of your favorite player or some nice rookie cards or something. So I was looking around at some of the stuff that I had, and I've decided that for the 250 sub giveaway, I'm going to do a Bowman 2020 baseball package. So what I'm going to do is there's going to be a first, a second, and a third place winner. And in the middle of this video, I'll give the details on how the winners are going to be chosen. But first prize will be 2 blaster boxes, 2 of the value packs, and 2 jumbo packs. So 2 blasters, 2 value packs, 2 jumbo packs to the first place winner of the 250 subscriber giveaway. Second place will receive 1 Bowman 2020 blaster. And third place will receive a value pack and a jumbo pack. So yeah, we'll have 3 winners. Increases everybody's chances of coming away with something. And hopefully the winner of these pulls a monster out of one of these boxes. That would be absolutely cool, awesome. So let's go ahead and dive into what I was discussing in the intro. Sometimes you buy cards, they're investments. You put a certain amount of money into a purchase and you say, I'm going to sell this card at this price. I'm going to make my profit. And let's be real, we all have a collector side to us. I know I was a collector growing up. When I got back into the hobby, I was more of an investor. But that, that itch never goes away. And you start to get some cards that look really cool or sentimental, or remind you of a card that, you couldn't afford when you were younger, and you finally get your hands on one of those, and it comes time to sell it and you can't do it. So I'm going to show you some stuff that I've gotten attached to, and I'm also going to show you some stuff that I'm selling. I'm not selling as of this minute, but this is stuff that I'm not attached to, because when I film my videos, you guys always see I have the rows of cards back there. That's 2 boxes full of graded cards that are investments that I plan on flipping in the near future, by the end of the year, probably, more than likely. And it's, it's your basic stuff. I mean, let's be real. A lot of times the cards that you buy to flip are basic cards, boring cards. For instance, a Kyler Murray base prism. You know, I bought this for 80 bucks back in late December, early January. It's now a $300 card. You know, I can make my money off that, and that's a boring. It's a boring card. It's just a base card. I mean, these days with these base cards, you know, Lamar Jackson, you know, that's something I would sell. Dak Prescott. This is stuff that I'm going to move in the NFL. Pat Mahomes, you know, great player, long-term hold. However, I'm not a huge fan of this card. I just don't know why. It's just not appealing to me. The Luka Prism, you know, a hot commodity that's moving. But again, it's just a base card. Giannis, Hoops, another card that'll move. Ronald Acuna, all his stuff is moving. So this is stuff that I have that I plan on flipping. However, let's get into some cards. And maybe these cards aren't as exciting to you as they are to me. But, you know, everybody has their own personal preference, and that's why the hobby is great. First off, if you watch one of my most recent videos on my SGC reveal, you'll have noticed the first card that I'm going to show you. And that is this 95-96 Dennis Rodman SGC 10. The card I've had since I was young, so I already had that attachment to it. I liked Dennis Rodman growing up. My younger brother absolutely loved Dennis Rodman. So, you know, it just reminds me of me and my brother growing up and collecting cards. And, you know, this card I've had since I was a kid, and it's amazing to me that I was able to send it in and get a 10 grade on it. This is not a card that I purchased secondary. This is a card that was pulled out of a pack from my LCS years ago, and I was kept in good enough condition to grade a 10, you know, how many, you know, years later, you know, 15 years later. So, or 25 years later, man, where's my math at? How time does fly. But yeah, it goes to show you how much even more sentimental this card is to me, you know, 25 years old, and just sent it in less than 2 months ago and got a 10 on it. And I just think it's appealing to look at. All right, next card up is the classic 2003 Topps LeBron. This card is easy pushing, you know, 700, 800, even 900. I've seen it go in some cases. And I just can't let this card go yet. You know, this is a card that if I was to sell it, it's just money in my pocket. But it's the classic LeBron, you know, holding jersey on draft day. And, you know, LeBron is LeBron, and it's always going to be concrete. And if someday comes when I feel like I need money or want to get rid of it or part with it, then I can. But this is just another card to me that takes me back to when, you know, you remember busting those 2003 packs and trying to pull all those guys from that rookie class. And, you know, those are some of your best memories, you know, rushing down to the store and be like, oh, I need to get some basketball cards, which nowadays, you know, that feeling is almost gone with the prices of packs and, you know, not being able to find anything at the stores, and your LCS prices being high because, you know, of distributors and because of the manufacturers. You know, it's just crazy the way the hobby is nowadays. So yeah, nothing much exciting about the card other than the sentimental feel to it. Next up, now this was a card that I bought, and it was in one of my very first videos. And if you've heard me talk, you know, I'm really high on Pascal Siakam. He's really grown on me as a player, the way he took over for the Raptors when Kawhi left, and they're still successful. And this is a card that, you know, initially I bought for a flip. If they go on a playoff run, I could see this card really shooting up. But the more and more I started to look at this card, I was like, this card is just cool looking. You know, I really like the look of it, the Starburst Prism. And who knows, this could be one that I could part with for the right price. But I just like to sometimes go through my cards and, you know, look at the ones that actually are appealing to look at. So right now, this is a card that I'm not looking to push out too hard because it's not like a base Prism where it's just boring to look at. All right, next up is going to be the 92 Topps, you know, your classic Shaquille O'Neal rookie card. Now this was the Zion Williamson of my day. You know, back when Shaq was a rookie, it was all the hype. You were chasing packs. You were trying to buy packs everywhere you could. I remember going to my local pharmacy and buying Fleer and Tops and Skybox and Hoops, and then going to my LCS and buying the more expensive packs of Top Stadium Club. And you were just hoping to get Shaquille O'Neal. Anything with Shaquille O'Neal's face on it was absolute, you know, fire. And kind of like Zion today, where you're buying anything, any packs, in the hopes of getting any kind of Zion. So this was the, you know, the original. This was the original Zion right here, Shaquille O'Neal. As far as the hobby goes, when it comes to a craze, you know, and being nationally known, and everybody just wanting anything with your face on it, you know, as a rookie. So this takes me back, and you know, Zion reminds me of these days, but this is the original right here, Shaquille O'Neal. Next up is another guy that I've really been investing in, and it's Albert Pujols. And I bought this card because the investment originally, you know, I'm like, Albert Pujols is going to go down as an all-time great. He's probably going to end 4th all-time in home runs. He could hit 700 home runs. You know, I did a whole video on Hall of Famers to invest in, and Albert Pujols was in there. You know, when it's all said and done, he's going to be one of the best, you know, hitters of all time, definitely of my generation. His name's going to be mentioned in the same statistical categories as Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron, who are absolute legends. So this is not only a good investment, but to me, to have the Gem Mint 10, which I don't even know if there's quite 100 or 200 of those in population because of such the difficulty grade on these black cards. I just feel like I'm, you know, holding a card of Albert Pujols is like almost holding a piece of baseball history. You know, it's not like I'm holding a Babe Ruth in my hand, because cards are easier to find and stuff nowadays. But when you have a generational player, you know, and it's Mike Trout now, but when you have a guy who absolutely owns all the statistical categories of his generation, you know, he's going to be a historical player that everybody always talks about. And I just feel lucky to have this card at the moment. Next up is more for the card and not for the player. I have tons of Peyton Manning rookie cards. I was buying him in early February, planning for his Hall of Fame induction coming up, and then in April his cards just skyrocketed. So I have I have Bowman Chromes, I have Bowman Classics, I have Topps Chromes. You know, I have the high-end stuff, but this card right here is the one that is my favorite. I like to look at it. The card was ahead of its time. It's an acetate card with some shine, and it's just a card that I like to look at. I loved watching Peyton Manning play. I'm a Dolphins fan, and Dan Marino is my all-time favorite, but you know, Peyton Manning reminded me of Dan Marino more than anybody. You know, he was an old school throwback quarterback, and just an awesome player, and an even cooler looking card. So that's a card that, you know, is one that I could just put away and not ever, and not mind ever, you know, making a profit off that. Next up are two cards of the same player, and I originally bought these to buy and sell. And the more and more I think about it, the more and more I want to hold on to these. And it's because of the tragedy that happened. And of course, I'm talking about Kobe. As I've got a SGC in the original SGC slab, Mint 9, and I also have a Gem Mint 10. These cards have really shot up in value to the point to where I could make a really good profit off these right now. And I just don't want to sell them. I mean, it's Kobe. It's legendary, his play on the court and his story. And, you know, it's a shame how it you know, the tragic ending and all that. But, you know, these are just some two cards that I'd be happy to, you know, sit back and put them away. And maybe someday if I have a grandkid or something and say, hey, look, this is Kobe Bryant. You know, you never got to see him play, but he was pretty awesome. All right, we're about halfway through the stack. I got, looks like 5 more cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into the giveaway details. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw random comments, or I'm going to draw comments from 3 of my videos, okay? One of them is going to be this video that we're doing right now, and then 2 random of my previous videos. I'm just going to randomly draw comments from 2 of my previous videos, and there's going to be 1 name come out of each drawing. Those 3 names will then be entered into a drawing with just those 3 names, and they will be drawn for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place. And that's how you're going to qualify to win the Bowman baseball for the 250 subscriber giveaway. So in order to increase your chances of winning, you're going to want to go back, check out some of my earlier content, you know, drop comments, and make sure you're subscribed and make sure you're liking. You have to like and subscribe to qualify. And to increase your chances, you know, comment on the videos. I don't know which videos I'm going to pull them from yet. It's going to completely be random. However, I can guarantee that the video that you're watching right now will be one of the videos, and then 2 random. So that's all you got to do. Just comment on the videos, get your name drawn. 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. 1st place will get the 2 Bowman blasters, 2 value packs, 2 jumbo packs. 2nd place gets a blaster. 3rd place gets a value and a jumbo. Yeah, and all you got to do is comment, get your name chosen, and I'll send them right on out to you as soon as we cross that 250 subscriber mark. And once we cross 250 subscribers, I'm going to give it, you know, about a week. So this video will probably come out on Friday. And I am actually going back to work this week after all this coronavirus stuff is you know, subsiding a little bit. So I'll be releasing the video with the winner a week from now on Friday. So that gives everybody a chance to get caught up. It gives everybody, you know, a chance to see the video and to get entered. And good luck to everybody. So with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and finish off a couple of these cards. Next up is a card that I acquired from a friend somehow. I don't even remember. But and I could have moved this during the documentary because it has Jordan on it. But, you know, for some reason, when you get a jersey card, and this is a 6-patch, I'll show you the back in a minute, and it's graded a 9. These cards that are really thick stock like this are really, really tough to grade. And, you know, you got Shaq on the front, you got Karl Malone, and I absolutely was a huge Karl Malone fan growing up. I don't know why. For some reason, I liked the Jazz. They weren't ever my favorite team, as I'm a Celtics fan. But I just remember whenever I would play basketball, you know, you have people taking jump shots and saying Jordan, but I would always be like the mailman Karl Malone. For some reason I was a Karl Malone fan. And on the back you have the Admiral, David Robinson, you know, the Dream, Hakeem Olajuwon, and you have Magic Johnson. So you got Jordan and Magic on the same card, you know, with jersey swatches. And this is game used. This is not player worn. This is back in 2009 when the jersey swatches and stuff were actually game worn, not just player worn. So you got 6 Hall of Famers on here, you know, 6 guys that were all on the, you know, Dream Team. Yeah, they were all in the original Dream Team, and it's just pretty cool card. Could you imagine if it had like Larry Bird or, you know, LeBron or somebody on there? But anyway, still a cool card. I like to look at that one every now and then. Next up is going to be this De'Aaron Fox 2017 Panini Select die cut purple prism. And I originally bought this card as an investment, you know, hoping De'Aaron Fox would be hot. I didn't really invest heavy in De'Aaron Fox. Honestly, I think I bought some optics and I bought this. I'm not in very deep on him. But I got this card and I looked up the pop report on this thing, and It's serial numbered on the back to 99. And the pop report on the Gem Mint 10 is only 1. So, you know, I have the only Gem Mint 10 now. Of course, not all of them have been submitted, so there can be, you know, more Gem Mint 10s. But even if every single one of them was submitted and got a PSA 10, the most PSA 10s there could ever be in circulation would be 99. And, you know, that would never happen. So, to have a cool looking card, first of all, of a guy, you know, a young player that people think has a lot of potential. I love the look of the card, the purple shine with the purple jersey. It's a good action shot. And the fact that it's a pop one is just cool. It's a card that, you know, it wouldn't do me any good to move a card like this just because you would have to find the right buyer. This is more of a collector's card than it is an investor card. This is something that a De'Aaron Fox collector would want as far as, you know, putting into their PC, and not an investor who would be looking to buy a De'Aaron Fox cheap and reselling it to make a profit. I just really like the look. This is one of my favorite looking cards that I actually own. I'm not a huge fan of the player, but I really like the card. Coming down to, now I showed you a Patrick Mahomes card earlier that I said I would sell, and that was the Optic rated rookie. However, my favorite Patrick Mahomes card, and it's not as valuable as some of the others. You know, the Optic is more valuable, the Prism is more valuable. You know, if I had this in a silver, it would be my absolute favorite. But I love the Panini Select Patrick Mahomes. So if I was to hold a card long term, out of the ones that I own, it would be this one, just because I like to look at this one. You know, he's got the pose, the border with the silver and the red line and the red jersey. And he could be an all-time great. So this is the kind of card that I would rather hold, you know, because I like to look at it as well as the upside on the value, as opposed to the Optics, the Optics just get traded regularly and just really don't hold, you know, if they had some kind of eye appeal to it. And it's just my opinion, it's all subjective. Next up is probably one of my favorite cards in my entire collection. And I actually did purchase this as a PC card. This is not a card that I bought with intentions of reselling. And you guys have seen this in one of my other mail day videos, and it's a Tony Hawk. You know, I know it's not a big time sport, but it is skateboarding. Out of the Sports Illustrated for Kids from 1990. Super hard to find these cards in any kind of condition. He's an iconic pop culture icon. You know, skateboarding, clothing line, his own skateboard companies now. And I remember when I was younger and I used to skateboard, Tony Hawk was, you know, the hero then, when he was sponsored by like other companies like Pal Peralta and stuff, and he was just a teenager. And he's still like the icon and the skateboard hero now as an older guy. And he's sponsoring, you know, other skaters and stuff, you know, the way that he used to be sponsored. You know, he's gone from being, you know, the teenage skateboarder to being the skateboard icon and, you know, the king of skateboarding. And, you know, I used to love skateboarding, and Tony Hawk was the man. Cool card. It just takes me back. And the very last, well, no, wait, I've got two more actually. A Jason Tatum. And right now, Jason Tatum is trading really hot. You know, I have a bunch of Optics coming back from the grading company, about, I think, 8 Optics and 5 Selects. And those will be cards that I'm going to be looking to push onto the market. This one I got at a good price, and I was like, you know what, at the price that I got this at, I could definitely make money off of it. Then I got it home. I got it in the mail, I looked at it, you know, it's numbered out of 155. It's a fast break purple, so it's the purple border with the fast break disco look to it. And it's just a cool card, and he's a player on my favorite team. I like the player, I like the team, I like the looks of the card. I have plenty of base Optics of Jason Tatum to move, so it really makes this card easy for me to hold on to. And last but not least, and this is not a player that I'm really a fan of, being a Dolphins fan, however, you got to respect him, is Tom Brady. It's a 2009 Topps triple thread booklet. Now from the backs of this card, or from the outside of the booklet, this doesn't really look like much of a card. However, when you turn it over, you can see it says 3-time Super Bowl champion. And so this is before he won 6 titles, 3-time Super Bowl champion. All game worn jersey swatches in there. I mean, you can count them and just try to figure out how many game swatches are in there. And it's also serial numbered 9 out of 9. You can see down there in the corner. So to be honest, I wouldn't even know what to part with this for, even if, you know, somebody came along and wanted to buy it, just because I don't really have hardly anything invested in this. And there's not a market for it. You can't get a market price on it on something 9 of 9. The other ones that have been found or open out of packs to this are probably already in personal collections and not going anywhere at all. You know, your Brady or Patriots fans have these, and they're not going to be on eBay anytime soon. So yeah, I have no idea even what kind of market would be on this. Right now, I just like to pull it out and show it off, especially too, I got a lot of friends who like the Patriots and family, and I can be like, hey, look at this. So right now it's just kind of a showpiece type card. I don't know what it looks like out of this. When I acquired this, it was already in this block. I would love to take it out, but just not going to right now. It'd probably look better in a different setup. But yeah, that's a handful of cards that have really grown on me that I originally bought for investments. I'm sorry the video has run so long, guys, but you know, I wanted to talk about the giveaway. I wanted to show you some cards that, the types of cards that I like to sell, and I wanted to show you some of my cards that you know, I'm going to hang on to just because I'm starting to grow an attachment to them. You know, I was getting some requests from people to say, hey, show us some of those cards that are always in those boxes that we see in your videos. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up real quick, guys. You know, thanks for checking it out. Thanks for stopping in on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like. Get your comments down there. Get qualified to win these Bowman 2020s. And until next time, guys, good luck in your investing, and I will see you later.